know that you want to put an online course out there into the world, but not quite sure what the topic should be. Essentially, you know that you have a lot of different things that you can serve the world with and have been serving your one-on-one clients with. But when it comes to creating a course, there's a lot of questions around how much should be included in there, if it's the right topics that your audience actually wants. And let's be real, nobody wants to create a course that nobody wants, correct? So in that case, what I want to go through is 3 ways that you can identify what type of course your audience is looking for right now. Because the truth is, it doesn't matter what anyone else's business is doing in your industry. All that matters is what your audience is actually looking for from you. So we're going to get down to finding out exactly what that is so that you can have the successful course that you want in your business that really is impacting lives one at a time. So let's go ahead and get to it. The first thing we want to do is to get your market research. Now, if you haven't done market research in the past 6 months, I'm going to encourage you to start here because we do not want to create this off of somebody else's audience, what you maybe kind of sort of think your audience needs, or outdated information. We want to get right from the source of what they are experiencing right now. So if it has been longer than 6 months, I want you to go back and do this market research. If it has been within the past 6 months, then I want you to make sure these questions are in there because this is going to help with the following steps to make sure that we are really creating what they are looking for. So first, we want to make sure that we know exactly what they are struggling with right now. So what is their biggest struggle in relation to the work that you do? Then we want to know what they have tried to do in order to solve that themselves. So maybe they have purchased other courses, maybe they have worked with other people, maybe they have attended trainings, read books. Like, we just want to know what they're trying to do in order to solve this problem, because as experts, we're going to be able to go in there and say, oh, that's why it didn't work, right? Because they're using the wrong things to try to solve this problem. But we have to hear that from them. We can't assume that. So from there, we are also going to find out what is their dream solution. So what do they feel is the absolute perfect scenario of if everything went well, what would be their result? And then the final thing is, what do they feel has been preventing them from getting that result? So this could be anything from finances, health, mindset, right? Like, we want to hear that right from them of what they feel is really standing in their way. So if those questions are already answered and you have those answers within the past 6 months, at least 15 of them from your audience, then we're going to be able to move on to the second step. If you do not have them, then I want you to go and get them, because I know that this is not like the sexy part of creating anything in your business. You want to just be able to create and go out there, but you do want to sell, right? Like, you do want these things to actually be converting. You do want them to be impacting lives. So this means that we need to make sure you have the right foundation. So we need to hear from your audience in order to create this. If you say, I don't have an audience to create for, go get your audience, right? Like, we need people, or else nothing that you are doing as far as putting in the work is going to give you the result that you want. So that's why I'm so about making sure you have that right foundation. And then we get to step to all the sexy parts of business and what you love to do. Number 2 is going to be to connect the dots. So now that you have that market research in front of you, this is where we essentially get to put on our spy glasses and start to dig into what all this looks like. What are people really saying? And this is why when you are in your expertise, it's so easy to go through this market research and go, oh, no wonder why they aren't seeing the results. Here's what's really happening. Here's what they think is the problem, but the problem's really this. You're able to pinpoint all of that very quickly by looking at what people are saying. This is why we want to hear that directly from them. So what I do when I am looking to connect the dots is that I will print out everyone's responses. I just pop them into a form or an Excel sheet, anything like that, print it all out. And what I will do is I will go through and look at all of the results that people are saying they want. So their dream solution, I will go highlight every single one that I know I can provide that solution. So if anyone is saying that they want to have scalability in their business, they want to work less and earn more, anything like that, I am going to highlight all those, because it's like, okay, yep, that's what I do, that's what I do. And then based on what I highlighted, I'm also going to go back through that and say, do I want to help with this? Okay, so anything that you have highlighted and you don't really want to be helping with, it just happens to be a part of your expertise, we're gonna cross all of those out, because there's no reason to make a course out of something that, yeah, people may want it, but you don't want to do it. Why put yourself through that? A course should be something that you can continue to amplify your business with, so you don't want to amplify something that you don't really feel excited about. So if I was going through and I saw, for example, somebody wanted to book out their one-on-one consistently, do I know how to do that? 100%. Do I want to teach that? No. There's other people that I think are great to, go ahead and refer out to. But for me, I'm more about scalable offers. I want to create the systems and funnels and what people need in order to step away from their business, not to add more clients into it, to really just have clients that they love to work with if they even want to, and then have a business that can completely run without that being a reliant piece of their income each month. So see how I could see that on my survey. And I do. I see that at times when I do market research, and I just cross those off because that's not going to be the course that I want to create. So I'm only going to keep the things that I highlighted that I am excited about doing and offering. Number 3 is to create the path. So now that we have been able to really identify what your strengths are that are listed, and then the things that you don't want to necessarily serve the world with at this time, which is completely fine, now we are going to start to create the path based on what's left. So of all of the results that you have listed, that these are people's dream solution, what is the most common one that you are seeing? You will start to see that a lot of people want the same result. We want to pull these ones out. So this is how we're taking a massive list of market research, and then we keep refining, right? And we keep pulling out different pieces in order to find what is the best course for you to be moving forward with. So you are going to take exactly what they're telling you, find the most common result that they're looking for, and then map out that path. So what is the path that will get them to that result? We're going to start with where they are currently, which they've already told you. If you answer those questions from your market research in step 1, then you already know where they all are currently. So you can take all of those answers, list it, and say, hey, here's where they are currently. And then we know the most common result that they want to get to, put that result down and fill out the path in between. So what will it take for them to get all the way through? And this is essentially mapping out your course. You are seeing exactly what they need to be doing in order to get the result. You already know how to provide it. So you're just filling in the gaps. The gap is from where they are to where they want to be. And this path is being created based off the most common piece that is coming up in market research as far as the results they want. Number 4 is writing out how it's different. So now that you know the entire path and you're seeing exactly what you are going to be taking them through, now it's time to really be real about why this is different than everything else in your industry. Now, the great thing is you already have the answers as to all the things that they've tried. So you can take those pieces, hold it against the outline that you just created, and start to see, oh, it's different because I cover this area where most don't, or it's different because I am giving tutorials where most don't. So you start to write out these areas of this is why this is different, and it's actually going to get them to where they want to be. So it makes it very simple to know what your value proposition is for your course once you know exactly what they've been already spending their money, time, or energy on, and then being able to see just how different your approach is and how it's actually going to get them to the result they want. And the final piece is to take the result and run with it. Now that you have laid out exactly the path that they are going to take, you have identified why this is different than what they have tried in the past, you know what the end result is. So you're going to go out there and beta run this. So if you are looking at your market research, you already have people that you can reach out to and let them know that you are going to create this offer if it's something that they want to come in on the beta round for. So this is where things like pre-sell and profit before you create, like those kind of courses I developed for this exact reason. It's because you can take this outline that you have of your initial course of this idea, take that outline and go sell it based on that. Don't create anything yet, but you are going to go offer it, of course, to the people in the market research that were already saying they need this, and to your audience as a whole. Put it out there, use it as a testing ground, let them know it's a beta launch. You're going to create it as you go with those who come in at the initial purchase round. And you already have the topic figured out simply because you listen to your audience. So you were able to pull not just what they need, but what you enjoy serving them with, which makes you wind up with a successful course that you're really excited about. And it all came from not having to guess your way through it, but instead hearing exactly from your people what it is that they really need right now and the transformation that they're looking for. I'd love to hear from you how you came up with your first course idea, because if you're anything like me, let's just say that my first course idea did not go through these steps. I actually had to learn the hard way, and it was not so pretty, but it does make for a great story. And if you have a great story on you, I want to hear it. So come on over to Freedom Driven Success on Instagram, say hi, let me know what your first course creation was like, and I'd love to know if you're still selling it or not. I am not. So I hope this was helpful for you. Feel free to like, rate, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff if you want to keep hearing more about how you can create freedom-driven success in your business as well. I'll talk to you soon.